Guys, welcome back to another live stream. I'm so happy to have you here. We have an exciting session today. So today we are actually reviewing 10 different Shopify stores, but they are not plain and simple stores. We're actually working with the top of the top, okay? I'm going to teach you first how to find these stores. What are the best selling stores at the moment, and then what we're going to do, we're going to go one by one and then analyze them and see what's going on with each one. Okay, so this is super interesting because you'll be learning all of the strategies. I'm going to be focusing first on how to actually analyze and know where the traffic is coming from. This is the most important part because, as you know, some of them are on the top because they have either a content marketing strategy going on, they have something super unique, maybe they're doing Facebook ads really well, etc. So today we're actually finding out what's going on with each one. So before we get started, make sure to like this video, subscribe, and also ring the bell to be notified whenever I go live next time, okay? So this is Gabriel.meneses, your ecom coach. So let's get started. So the first website we're going to go to is myip.menes. So as you know, later in the week, we talk about this website. This is basically an IP address scanner. We can put any website in the world, and then we'll know more information about this specific website. So for this one, we're actually scanning Shopify, okay? So for Shopify, we actually put the IP address for them. This will be 23.227.380. Then we go ahead and click who is lookup, okay? So after this, we'll be inside this specific page. And then before you do anything, go ahead and click this button right here. So we click other sites on IP, okay? So for this one, it's super interesting because what's gonna happen, we'll see a list of the top of the top, okay? So this is an actual ranking of all of the websites in order depending of how much traffic they get. So what's gonna happen, we're gonna start seeing a ton of coming websites, okay? So sometimes you will see influencer websites, sometimes you will see a ton of websites that are well known, okay? So right here we have, for example, Gymshark. So this one is well known. Colourpop, for example, for makeup. We have Shop Mr. Beast, for example, the YouTuber. Then if we go down, we have Pura Vida bracelets, etc. So sometimes this will change. So this is something that I recommend that you go on and actually at least once a month, go ahead to myip.ms and just take a look at what are the best websites at the moment inside Shopify. And this will give you a ton of insights so you can actually learn from the best. You can learn from their design, their Facebook ads, their strategies, etc. So just an FYI, I did a video, a training just like this one, explaining how to do competitor research the right way. So you will apply, go ahead and watch that video and learn how to actually research the competitors to be able to replicate the same strategies. Today, we're going to apply the same concepts to the top of the top, okay? And also make sure that when you're actually looking at the websites, don't get too caught up in, little details. Try to look at this whole process as a main scope of information. Don't be like, wow, I don't have that amount of followers. For example, if you look at Mr. Beast, you'll be like, okay, maybe he's winning because he has, millions of followers on YouTube, subscribers on YouTube, etc. But maybe that's not only the case, okay? Because he has a team that works with him to be able to run this e-commerce store, and they're actually optimizing a ton of things inside the website. So the only source of traffic, yes, is maybe YouTube, etc. But they're doing a ton of things that you need to keep in mind, okay? So let's go and double check that we are actually live. Yes, we see that we're live. So happy to see you here. So let's go and start going one by one. So for this one, the first one that we see obviously is Shopify. So You will see the ranking because the Shopify is the actual hosting service. You will see them always at first, but then everything gets super interesting. Just another FYI here, let's say that you want to actually find out a specific industry, okay? So let's say that you're in the dog niche or whatever niche that you are, you can actually go ahead and look by a keyword, and then you can filter. Let's say you put the dog, and then let's see, we click view or records, so we see even more URLs, etc. You can see like pages and pages of all the URLs that are available inside Shopify in order, okay? So for this one, let's say that we are looking for dogs or whatever, so you can put right here, we put dog, and then we'll be able to filter the search, okay? So for this one, we go ahead and search, and we'll be able to find the actual niche that we want. So you will have a ton of URLs that are under the dog domain, okay? So this is super interesting because you can actually go ahead and find competitors just like this, okay? So it's super cool for this part. So what we're going to do now is go ahead and go to the first one. So let's go back and then find this one right here, which is the number 2. So I already did my homework, I opened them, and then what we're going to do first is actually look at the page and then see what we like. As I told you, I always like to write down all the findings that I get, etc. But I actually also like to scan them through this website that we talked about last time, SimilarWeb. So the thing that we're going to do first, we're going to look at them. We're going to look at their design. We're going to look at the copywriting. We're going to look at the photos, the videos, the content that they're using. And then we're going to jump onto SimilarWeb to understand more about the traffic sources. Then we're going to go to the Facebook ads library and see what's about the ads that are running. And then finally, we're going to go to the actual Instagram account of them, and we're going to try to look to understand their content marketing strategy. Maybe they're using TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, or maybe even YouTube to drive traffic to the store. So we want a whole view, a scope on how this business actually works, okay? So this way we can then take notes and replicate and then apply these concepts to our website, okay? Hello, Laura Gomez, she's watching. Just a shout out. Thank you so much for watching. She's the best. She's my co-founder, so go ahead, and also after this video, go ahead and give her a subscribe. She posts digital marketing content every single day, so you should go ahead and check her channel, okay? So let's go and do the first website. So this one that we see right here, we see it's called ctr.com. So this one is almost on number 1. We can see this is like a lifestyle kind of website, okay? We have a ton of women clothing and men clothing, modern, maybe they're targeting millennials and the young adult crowd. So let's see what they offer, okay? So for this one, we see new season arrivals. So as you know, Q4 is a big thing that's going on, and this is something that you need to keep in mind for your deals, everything that's about to happen. So if you are into e-commerce, make sure that you already have everything planned, your email marketing in place, everything ready to go for Q4, okay? So as you can see, this specific website, they are already introducing the new season arrivals. So all that's gonna happen will be around this specific theme, including the Black Friday sales and everything that's going on, okay? So for this one, we see on top, the first thing that we see, free shipping worldwide on orders over $250 USD. So this is a nice way and subtle way to say, okay, go ahead and increase the average order value to go ahead and actually make more money, and I'll give you free shipping with that, okay? So this is something that's super common when you go to the top 20 websites on the internet that are not the Shopify hosted. You will see this, okay? You will see Sarah and all of these stores just giving offers just like this one. It's plain and simple, and it's not screaming the regular dropshipping deals, okay? When you see some bars, they put like free shipping worldwide and 40% off and welcome. So they give you discounts over discounts over discounts. So you don't want to be looking just like that. You want to look a little bit more high end, and you need to differentiate yourself from the packed. Okay, so what I mean is when you look at dropshipping sites, they have a ton of offers going on. Okay, so for this one they only have one solo offer, super nice, okay, laid out. That's only free shipping and when you buy $250 inside the store. Okay, so let's go and keep scrolling. We have a theme that's super basic. We can go ahead and run the app that we use to scan the actual theme for the actual store. So if you watch the training for competitor research, we're going to go ahead and use the app Koala Inspector and see the custom theme that they're using. So for this one, they bought a theme, or they have a developer's theme that they actually use. So right here we have custom theme, but there are a ton of themes that you can actually recreate a design similar to this one. Okay, then we'll see the actual apps that they use. We see Privy for pop-ups, Riskify. Then we have Easy Slide, we have Skip to Checkout. This one, you like from 10 stores that you scan, you will see this app right here, like at least 5 times, okay? Then we have Omnisend, which is an email marketing tool, super well known. However, I recommend MailerLite. They're just amazing, and even they just integrated Stripe. So this is just a huge announcement for MailerLite. The link is on the description. You should go ahead and check it out. Then we have Push Owl, and then Reconvert, Upsell, and Cross-Sell. So this is huge. As you know, there are many apps that can help you do the upselling, downselling, etc. I have a video exclusively talking about upselling and how to actually use these apps, but as you can see, the top store inside Shopify is using an upsell strategy. So this means if you don't have something in place, you are missing out. Okay, so for this one, make sure that you have this one or something like that going on. Okay, then we see the products, we see all the new products that they have, etc., and the average order value for each one inside the product statistics. So for this one is super interesting, and look how it changes. So we have around $600 in average price, and this is nice. Okay, here we're talking about a high-end product. We're not talking about trying to sell a quick dropshipping product or something like that, something super cheap. We see a product that actually costs a little bit more. So here you see that actually the bar that they're using, if you buy more than 250, you get free shipping, is actually working right here. Okay, so this is super nice, because now they're actually increasing the average order value and they can pocket more revenue inside the business, and they can spend more money in ads. Okay, this is key, okay, because whoever wins is the one that will spend more money in ads. Okay, this is super important, just because, okay, imagine that you have 3 people, they have the same product, the same niche, and everything is the same. Okay, and let's say that they have different strategies. However, one of them will have an average order value that's a lot higher. This way, this person will be able to win the market through Facebook, Instagram, Google, and YouTube ads super easy, because they can spend more doing Facebook ads, etc., because the bidding system allows them to win every single time, because they are willing to spend, let's say that you only have 20 cents per visitor, they have around $1 per visitor. They can spend $1 because they're making $600 in average order value. Okay, this is something that you need to think about, because this is why you cannot keep up with your CPM, you cost per 1,000 people reach, because you are not charging enough. And how do you charge enough? I always teach you about this, and the only way to do this is by branding. Okay, you need to go ahead and invest in quality videos, in quality photos, and quality copywriting, design, etc. You need to look more expensive, and you need to have a high-end customer service, customer support, etc. Okay, so this is the way that you can go ahead and increase your average order value, because you look more high-end. Okay, and this will let you spend more money in ads. Okay, and this way you can crush your competitors in a way. Okay, so for this one we have some insights, so we can go ahead and go back to the actual website in incognito. So you might be asking, Gabriel, what do you do incognito? This way I can actually I'm not tracked by the website. Second, if they're changing prices depending on the browser, etc., or the person, I will actually go ahead and see it as it comes. Okay, I'm not like trying to be targeted or anything like that. That's why I always like to research my competitors incognito, so this way I have more freedom and I can see the website as it is. Okay, so then we go ahead and see new arrivals, and let's see what do we have here. So we see they have a high-end kind of products. They are doing shop women, men. They have a minimalistic look. Okay, they're using a lot of white and black. Okay, we're not seeing AdSense inside the actual numbers or anything like that, and this is something nice because, as you know, the gold, the black, the white, etc., these colors tend to appear more high-end to the customer. Okay, and this way you can actually charge a little bit more because it looks more mature, it looks nicer. Okay, then we can see here, we can see the actual things that they offer right here. We see the footer, we see about, the help and contacts, orders and shipping, FAQs, terms and conditions, and privacy and cookie policy. This is standard, okay, but this is something that you can go ahead and check out and see what's working for them and actually replicate something like that for your website so you're covered everywhere. Okay, then let's go and we see that they use Facebook and Instagram as their main social media traffic channel. So this is nice to see. And then we see that we're inside the United States USD. And that is it. So now it's time to go ahead and visit a product of their website and see what's inside. Okay, to see how the actual product page, the layout page is actually. Okay, so this is super interesting. Let's go inside this one. So we'll see a basic layout. Okay, so for this one they have the shipping and returns right here, super short and simple. For shipping and delivery information, please see our policy here. So we can then open this policy and we can learn more about the shipping. So this is something that you can learn. Okay, as you can see, do you see any badges here? You don't see any badges. Okay, so this is telling you something. You don't want to look like a dropshipping store. So this Monday, if you're watching the replay or if you're watching later on, you can go ahead and rewatch the video. But this Monday, I'm actually reviewing some stores from my subscribers, from my Instagram and TikTok followers. Okay, I'll be going one by one and reviewing the stores, and you will see a common trait from them. People that are just starting out, you will see a ton of badges that say secure checkout. Okay, you will see a ton of things that say like 30-day money back guarantee, etc. But when you compare the top of the top right here, you see a clean website that's not screaming dropshipping or scamming or anything like that. You are seeing a clean layout. Okay, you are seeing a high-end layout. Why? Because this way you can go ahead and charge $427 for a pair of shoes. Okay, so right here you see shipping and returns, super subtle. Just go ahead and click and you will be able to actually read the policy right here. Okay, so this is something that you can learn and apply for your own store. Okay, you don't want to be looking like a dropshipping store. Okay, so let's see help and contact. Right here we see our customer service, support team, etc. So we see here that they have a customer service in place. They put the time and the date, and we see that they have a live chat. Okay, this is something nice. Then we see the actual email. So they look like a legit company, and this is something that you need to keep in mind. Also, we see the social media shares. I don't know how I feel about this because, as I told you, I usually don't like to put the social media shares or the handles inside the actual product page because I want the actual visitors to focus on the product and the buying process. However, they are doing it, they're having success, but this is something that you can go ahead and play an A/B test, okay? And something that is interesting right here, they only tell you to go and follow on Facebook and Instagram, but right here, they're telling you to share on Pinterest and Twitter, okay? However, it's interesting because these two platforms are shareable. Okay, this is a platform that people go and ping things, etc. So they're using that technique to be able to get free traffic from that. However, they are not telling people to go to the Pinterest and look at their accounts because I guess they don't focus on that too much. Okay, then we see the Twitter right here, and it's interesting because it's the same deal. People do retweets, etc. So it's super interesting that they're sending people to Twitter, but they're actually not advertising Twitter right here. Okay, so let's go now. Super simple, short. We have the dimensions, the material, the designer model, and designer color, and then related items. There is an app, that you can actually install inside your Shopify store to do something just like this one, and it's super simple and straight to the point. And then we see the high-end quality pictures. You can do this at home. If you don't know how to do it, you can pay an agency like mine, tdcdigitalagency.com, to do content for your brand, for your products. But this is what you need, okay? You need a high-end look to be able to sell the product 100%, okay? Then we have the sites right here, and then the add to cart and the view site guide, which is something super important if you don't want to get returns, okay? In my personal case, I don't like too much to sell clothing because of the aspect of people returning things, and it's a little bit more tricky. However, if you are into that, if you really are into building a clothing brand, this is a huge market that you can take into account. However, you will need to bring something unique to the table, and you need to actually separate yourselves from your competitor, because as you know, it's super easy to just go ahead and print a logo on a t-shirt and just call yourself an actual clothing brand. So what I will do in your case, if you want to replicate something like this, just go ahead and find a unique niche, something that actually makes people to stop scrolling and they want to visit your page, and then they can buy something that's unique that you can only find inside your actual clothing brand. Okay, so for this one, super simple, super easy, and this is what I'm telling you, it looks super clear. So one of the aspects about these stores is that they have a lot of SKUs. So if you are into actually sourcing all of the items that they offer, I mean, it's super interesting. I mean, it's something that takes work. You need to actually go ahead and visit the suppliers, the high-end things, etc., and then do your homework and then be able to manage this amount of SKUs that you can offer. However, if you're starting out and you want to do something similar, you can go ahead and just specify yourself in only, let's say, shoes or t-shirts, etc. Okay, so for this one, let's go and learn about the similar web, and then let's see what they have to say. Okay, for this one, we see a ton of visits. We have 538k per month, so we have the progression right here, and they've been increasing a ton. So there are many reasons why. First, maybe they increased the budget in the Facebook ads, Instagram ads, etc. So we have a ton of things just going up. Right here we see 390, then 410, 510, etc. So the more they increase the budget doing paid ads, the more visitors that they get. So we see an increment right here, and this is a good sign because this means that they are making money. Okay, someone won't spend money in ads if they are not making money back. So this is a good sign for your consideration when you go to similar web and just put a URL. When you see this, it's a good sign inside that niche. Okay, so also obviously the current case that's going on around the world right now, people are buying online more and more. So this is another reason why you see this increment. Okay, people are not going in person to the stores and all of this, so they're actually visiting all the stores online. Okay, then let's go and see what's going on. We see the main market, we see the United States, 57%, and then we see Australia, Canada, United Kingdom. So basically the T4 countries, which is what you can expect from if you're going to buy this type of clothing for a price of 400, 500, 600 average order value. Obviously it will be coming from these top 4 countries. Okay, then interesting enough, we have Korea. As we know, people in Asia, the top tier people that have a higher income, they tend to spend a lot of money in kind of designer clothing and all of this. So we see a 3.46%. So it's to be expected, these countries right here. So when you do your ads, if you're running a clothing brand, high-end clothing brand, you should be looking at this specific website and you have more insights about it. Okay, so let's go and actually see the traffic source. So we see direct traffic. So this can come actually from retargeting, SEO, and people that actually already know the name of the brand. So this means that they have a 25% direct, and this is huge for an online brand. And this is something that brands like H&M, Zara, etc. are striving every single day. They're trying to build brand. This is what happens when they go ahead and invest in a billboard they invest on a TV commercial, on a Super Bowl commercial, etc. They're trying to build brand to be able to increase the direct search, okay? And this is something that comes with time, okay? Don't expect that you're going to start your brand right away and you'll have a 25% direct search, okay? This is something that people, through the time, through the word of mouth, from a friend, good experiences, reviews, etc., you build up your direct entrance to the website, okay? So this is something that you always need to strive for. When you have amazing customer service, when you have amazing quality, etc., you should be expecting that within 2 to 5 years you have an increment at least of 5 to 7% in direct search, okay? So this is super important if you're running a dropshipping store, etc., just to let you know that you need to take care of your customer, okay? Don't expect them to buy once, because once the customer buys once, this customer will be worth more money to you, and you need to be able to provide amazing value to this specific customer. This way you can actually increment your direct search and stop doing your social media, your SEO and all of this. You don't depend on this, but you actually have amazing word of mouth, etc. Okay, then we see referrals, and this is a big thing. So right here, these two things are super nice. So if they were on the market at the moment, if this brand were like selling and they tell me, listen, this costs around $50 million, this will be an amazing price to just get this brand, just because of all of the referrals and direct response that they have from people that actually trust the brand, okay? So this is what actually costs a lot of money. This takes time, takes effort to build a referral and direct system just like that, okay? So this is something that you always need to look for and you need to strive, and this needs to be the main goal of your brand in a sense, okay? Because it's super easy to just run ads and just convert once, but the question is how many people, after they buy once, they buy for a second, third time, even 5 or 10 times, okay? This is the main thing, okay? Then we have search, and this is the SEO strategy. So they are either investing in Google, they're investing in paid advertising inside Google, or they also have blog posts and they have a super strong SEO strategy. So we see 29%, so they know what they're doing with SEO. Then we have social, so it's low, they can do better. I know they can do better, they can do influencer campaigns, etc. It's 2.37%. And then we have emails, 3.12%, and then display ads is 0.33%. So this is interesting, okay guys? This is something that's a brand that has the space to grow even further. So this is exciting for them because they can hire an actual team to take care about social media, mail, and even paid advertisement that actually looks a way to get the ball rolling, and this way they have the whole scope of everything that's working together. Because right now you see this side of the equation, like direct, referrals, and search. However, I know they can do better on these sides right here. So it's interesting in a sense. We want that to be labeled this way. We can pull people from different sources. Okay, then we can go ahead and see the referrals, and we see all the websites that are working towards this goal. And it's super interesting. We have ShopStyle, List, and DealMoon.com. So there are many similar websites that are doing this for them. So it's awesome to see that, and this is super insightful. Then we have the actual organic. We see the keywords, we see everything, and then we go ahead and see social. So huge on YouTube. So someone is paying influencers, someone is doing YouTube videos. People are linking the actual affiliate link inside the description, etc. So this is huge, guys. So they might have an affiliate program going on or something, okay? Because YouTube is not at 41% just because YouTube tends to be an amazing affiliate resource, and this is something that you need to keep in mind when you are doing your affiliate marketing campaigns, etc. So we'll talk more about this topic of affiliate marketing later on down the line. However, this is something that you need to watch if you want to actually grow your brand to another level. There are many apps that you can integrate and create affiliate commissions, etc. I spoke a little bit about this topic in yesterday's live, so go ahead and check it out. And I speak a lot about influencer marketing and how to leverage the power of YouTube and social media to actually drive traffic to your store. Okay, then we see display advertisement, and then that's it. I mean, we have a full scope of the business. Let's go finally to the actual Instagram account of this page. So let's go and visit the Instagram account right here and see what's going on inside this account. So we have I was expecting this, they have a 2%, so it's basically reel of things that they sell, something more lifestyle, something that I know they can do better. They're always selling and just expecting women to, or men to watch this and be like, wow, looks awesome. So they can work on this. I know they can do better, but now you have some idea of how a clothing brand is running, a successful clothing brand is running, and what they can do better. And maybe you can do and take different angles, so they're huge at some part, so you can have a social media strategy in the other side, and you can come up strong and then level up. Okay, so this is super interesting. So website number 2 is Gymshark. So if we go to this one, we see Gymshark in the 3rd position. So is to be expected. They've been on top for a while now. If you go 2018, 2019, you start scanning, they're always on top because, as you know, they work with influencers like crazy. They are just killing the game. So as you know, they have just the regular fitness clothing. They built this brand, I think, from a garage. The owner basically has a YouTube channel. You can even find him. He provides a lot of insightful information about the business. I know that they just merged with a bigger company, I think, and they're just killing this game. Okay, also, let's see how can we actually scan this website and see what's going on inside. For this example right here, we see that they have a lot of custom content, influencers. We don't have only one type of influencer, but we have the whole scope, so people can relate and can actually identify with the clothing brand. Okay, this is huge if you want to actually pull different type of people inside the website. They need to see themselves inside the clothing. They need to relate to whatever they're watching. So this is huge. Okay, this is something that you need to keep in mind whenever you're creating content. If you want a certain type of people to buy your products and services, make sure that you put them in your marketing material, because this is the best way to actually get the word across. Okay, then let's go scrolling and we see just the product, plain product. Then we see the actual train big, be bold. They do a lot of marketing. They do a really amazing job with this. We see different people again. We see Latinas, we see blacks, we see regular or maybe Latina or etc. We see different people. That this is something huge. Okay, you need to see diversity of people to be able to relate with everyone, so everyone can see themselves. And this is something that I always try when I'm creating content. I want to put my actual target audience and so they can see themselves using the product. Okay, so then we can go ahead to a product page. So let's go click shop to see what's going on with this one. So let's go inside one specific product. So let's go to this one. So do you see that when we went on top of the actual product, if we go on top of the image, we see how it changes. So this is something that you need to keep in mind and always A/B test, because this is huge. If you have a clothing brand, make sure that you showcase both sizes of the clothing, because people, they are buying just with their eyes. Okay, it's not by like going to a store that they can try on the clothing. So the more information and the more insights that you can give, the more the easier the decision will be for the person, and this way you'll convert better. Remember, a confused mind never buys. So make sure that everything is super clear, even the sizing charts, etc. So right here we can click size guide, and then we'll see the chart, and it's super easy to relate, to be able to buy the right size. This is something huge, because if you're expecting someone to buy a piece of clothing and just have it right at the first time, let me tell you, this won't happen. Maybe from 10 customers, at least you'll get 3 returns or 4 returns. if you are not giving enough information. And maybe you're doing an amazing job like Gymshark, maybe you're getting 2 returns for every 10 pieces. So still, you can get better at it just by giving a sizing chart, etc. So this is super important. Then we see super simple, a lot of pictures. Is a little bit different than the other website that we saw. This one is providing a ton of pictures in different sizes, and then we have some information right here to the right. Okay, so we have the name, we have the actual price, we don't see discounts. So remember, the only way is not by putting discounts. When you have brand, you can actually sell without discounts because people look forward to actually go ahead and buy the product. So we don't need discounts for this. So then if we see here, we see the actual pieces, and then if we click the picture, we go to the other piece so we can have more information about this. Okay, then we have the actual size, and then we add to cart. So right here is something interesting. There are several companies that give you the option to do financing, and you can test this with your actual product or service, and this way you can actually go ahead and increase your conversion rate. Okay, if you're selling a product that's around $1,000, $1,500, you can go ahead and introduce the financing capabilities. There are many companies that do this for you. I'll be going over different companies and different strategies, how you can implement this in a different life. But however, keep in mind that you can do this. For example, they're doing it with Afterpay. You can actually go ahead and put a checkout inside the checkout. You are able to actually finance the purchase that you're making, and this way a ton of people will be able to actually pay. And then we actually see another option here. We see pay in 4 installments of $11.25. So we see with Klarna. So right here, another incentive to close the sale when they're busy. So if you compare this, for example, to just without this, let's say that your conversion rate was around 10%, 6%, then I bet you that after they introduce Afterpay and Klarna, the conversion rate at least went at least 3%. Okay, so this is something that you need to keep in mind. And maybe you're thinking, okay, why don't people do this a lot? Maybe this should be an option in all Shopify stores, etc. But it's something that you need to actually have first the inventory, and you be able to actually sell with interest and installment, and knowing that you might not get the full payment right away, or maybe these companies are charging you a premium to be able to lend money. Okay, so this is basically what's happened. You can either you do the lending part, or these companies will charge you like 3% or 5 or 20% for each transaction that they do, and you get the payment from the actual company. So like Stripe or Shopify payments, when they charge you like 3%, etc., the same happens here. So make sure, this is why not a lot of people do it, but when you're selling a ton of units every single day, this just makes sense, because this will boost the actual sales, and then at some point it's just a numbers game. Okay, you will see, okay, I'm making X amount of dollars and it's increasing by 25% thanks to this specific button. So it makes sense just to put it right here, and basically it's working for them. So you can see they're number 3 in our chart, and basically they're just doing a killing with this. Okay, so basically it works. Okay, then we see here faces of the family represent the Gymshark family on our website, shop products on your website. So right here we have a message. So this is interesting. They are integrating a little message here. So it's super interesting, because I think they're incentivizing people to share the pieces. They're sharing the things on social media. So right here we see and tag at Gymshark, so they know what they're doing. They're using the hashtags. They're getting the social proof from the people. So this is something that you can learn, like a specific strategy that is working for them. So you can apply something similar for your clothing brand, because guys, this is working. Okay, you can go ahead and on your spare time, go ahead and read more about this. I bet you that if we go to a different product, we will see the same message. So I guess that they put this inside all of the pieces of Gymshark. Okay, so if we go here, we see again faces of the family represent the Gymshark family, etc. So right here we see that they're actually pushing the actual share part, the social proof part. Okay, so this is huge, guys. This is something that you need to think about whenever you start building brand, because as you know, Gymshark has an amazing social media presence, and this is something that you need to be implementing right away. Okay, then we see the description. So right here is like an accordion kind of thing. So we see a description, then delivery and returns and reviews, and this is the best thing because it's not a lot of scrolling, it's more imagery, it's more photos, it's more, you know, branding than letters. So right here they're doing it really well. This is a common trait between all of the clothing brands, etc. So this is something that you need to keep in mind whenever you're designing. If you're a clothing brand, make sure that you have something similar, that people have the option to actually just close it and see the actual pieces of clothing. Okay, then right here we see the footer, just the classic one. You can go ahead on your spare time and look at this. And something super interesting, that as you know, Gymshark has an amazing social media game. So right here you see Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, Spotify, and YouTube. Okay, and this is something interesting, guys, because as you know, when we run it with this similar web app, we will see the difference between the other the first one in the game versus Gymshark. I know they will have more traffic coming from social media because they know what they're doing in that aspect. They're doing an amazing job. They even have teams around this. They have an influencer team. It's just crazy everything that they're doing. You can go to the YouTube channel of the owner, of the founder of the company. You can even, I think they have a YouTube channel for the own company, and you can see the behind the scenes that goes behind doing the actual marketing. Okay, the social media marketing, they're on top of their game. So if you want to study a marketing strategy, whatever they're doing is just amazing. They have events, they have influencers, brand ambassadors, etc. Okay, so let's go and scan this website, and it's super interesting what we're going to find out. Okay, remember the one that we did with this one. Remember these numbers right here. We see this one, we see the direct 25%, referrals 38, and then search 29. Let's see how it comes for Gymshark. Okay, social, look at this, how little. Okay, so let's go and do Gymshark, and then let's scan to see the back end of this website. Okay, so right here we see global ranking, super nice, and then 4.2 million visits. Okay, this is just insane, the amount of visits that they are pulling. So we see a steady pace right here, super nice. We see June an increase of 4.9, something maybe happened, then a decrease, and then they're keeping at 4.2 strong. Okay, right here we see again the top countries. We see United States, United Kingdom, Australia, Canada, and Germany. As you know, I think they're based out of Germany initially, and they open US headquarters. Super interesting. They're growing like crazy. Then we can go down and look at the difference right here. We have low referrals, we have search 55%. This is just crazy. People are literally going to Gymshark and looking for it. Okay, I'll tell you why in a second. Okay, right here we see direct 31%, and then we see social at 5.1%. So this is what's happening. The actual people, they're running ads, right? They're running Instagram, Facebook ads. However, what's going to happen right here, they have so much brand awareness of people talking about the product, of just events, of actual influencers doing videos about it, and even people sharing the stuff that they do. So let's say that they are wearing a piece of clothing or whatever, and they go ahead and share it. So what's happening here, people are curious. Okay, they see all of the things that they're doing behind the scenes of people actually sharing the information. They go ahead, go to Google search, and go ahead and type what's Gymshark. They go to Gymshark and just put it on Google, and this is it. This is why they have so much traffic under the search engine. Okay, so it's basically pure brand awareness, and they're doing an amazing job. This thing right here is not by mistake. They're doing it, they know what they're doing. As you can see, they are incentivizing people to share on social media. They are doing content, they're creating content marketing, a ton of it. It's just insane. And then what happens, people know about the brand and then go ahead to Google after watching it every single day from different angles, maybe their friends, then they see like a podcast, and they see a famous person that they follow, and then they see an article, and then at some point they're like, man, I'm just going to go ahead and check out this website. Then they go to Google, put Gymshark, and you see here an increase of 55%. This is just insane, okay guys? So this is super interesting when you compare it with the other company. They are both thriving, they are both at different markets. However, you see the different strategies that they're using, and I can tell you that maybe the other one has a ton of referrals, they're using affiliates, etc. Something's happening behind the scenes, but right here we see the difference between the two. It's just insane of all of the insights that you can get from this, okay? Then you can go ahead and see what's going on. We see Overlaw, we see Wikipedia, we see Afterpay. I think that's the one that they're using for paying with interest and all of this, with payment installments. Indeed, and the manual.com. So then we see the actual keywords that they're ranking, organic versus paid. This is huge. This is basically a branding aspect, okay? They are investing a ton of money in branding and not only depending on paid advertisement. They are actually paying influencers, they're paying ads, they're paying things, but not always to close the sale right away, okay? They're thinking ahead. Okay, they're putting, okay, let's go and put $1 million behind this specific campaign, and then go ahead and just wait for it. And because we know this will be paying back in a year or two later down the line, when these people actually go ahead and learn about the brand, and then we see the organic visits just like this one, okay? This is how a real brand is built, okay? Sometimes you need to be waiting for the actual campaign to do the return on ad spend. Sometimes it's not right away, and they know about this, and that's why they have a ton of investments. And this is why you see a paid traffic. Not a lot of people click at the first time. However, at some point they go ahead and visit organically, okay? And this comes with influencer marketing, as I told you, events, even sponsorships. They do a ton of things behind the scenes, and it's just crazy everything that they do, okay? So right here we see YouTube. So a lot of people linking things on the description. Here we see Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and LinkedIn, okay? So super interesting. So now you know a little bit more about the Gymshark strategies, and let me know in the comments if you are learning more from your favorite brands. I know it's a lot of information. I'm trying to bring as much information as possible so you can learn from different industries, different things, so you can actually take these ideas and implement that to your actual business and actually have success running your campaigns, etc. Okay, so I'm bringing a different perspective from everything that you see online, so you can actually go ahead and always double check, think, and try new things. Okay, so let's go to the brand number 3. So right here we see Keith right here. I think this one is another clothing brand, super interesting, different branding, different aspects. There are many things that you can compare it. We saw three brands so far, and you see that all of them have a different vibe, a different branding. Everything is super different. However, they're all actually killing the game. Okay, so right here we see it right here, Keith. I tried to open this one, OKP, but it's giving me like an error, something super strange. So I'm actually jumping to number 5 right here. So let's go to this one right here. So let's see what we find. We see a huge video just right away. Maybe that's a piece of branding that's working for them. Go ahead, visit this page and understand the video. Maybe something motivational, something that speaks straight to the audience. And this is the important, guys, the important thing. When I tell you, you need to create custom content for your brands, this is what I mean. If you want to be in the top of the game, you need to be able to invest in photos and videos, okay? Let's go and scroll and see what we find. So right here we see the actual person that we're trying to market to, okay? We're not seeing, they're speaking straight to the urban style, okay? We know who we're trying to market. So let's go and visit the actual page. So let's go and shop the collection. So we have the fall collection. They're not wasting any time. They're just going straight away to the season. So this is something that you need to keep in mind when you're building your stores. you need to be on top. So right now Q4 started, you need to be already thinking about Q1 the next year. So you need to be just organizing your team and just bringing ideas for Q1. You're always working one quarter at least ahead. This way you are prepared. Okay, so they were planning this in Q3, for example. So this is something that you need to keep in mind when you're actually building strategies for your store. With our clients, when we take clients inside the agency, we're always working one quarter ahead. Okay, all of the Q4 strategies for our clients, they're already done. Everything is ready to go, good to roll. Okay, so the same way you need to be thinking about your business. This is something super necessary. Okay, so let's go and keep scrolling. So what I want to do here, I want to go to the actual footer and see what they're using as a traffic source. We have Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and this is Vimeo, the video platform. This is interesting because it's something unique, so they might have a reason for it. We know Vimeo has the highest quality in video, etc. So it's interesting. Okay, let's go and visit one specific clothing piece. So you can see here there is a common factor denominator in the UX and UI of these websites. When you see, usually they put to the left the picture, they put to the right the details about the clothing line and all of the details of the sizing, etc. So this is something that you need to be thinking. If you're a clothing line, this is what people are used to looking at when they look at high-end brands, a well-established brand, this kind of design. If you go to the Nike website, for example, you will see even a similar design. So what happens is that the eye is trained to actually go ahead and follow this design. So when people go ahead and purchase clothing, they know how to interact with the website, and it's easier for them to go ahead and open the website. Just a keynote here is to make sure that if you're using this, you need to be also designing for your font, because as you know, the majority of the traffic comes from the font. Okay, at least 80% if we're talking with a millennial brand, with a Gen Z brand. This is basically, the font is the new computer. So when you design your websites, go ahead and design it first for the font and then for the computer. Okay, it's easier for you, and you will see a dramatically change in conversion thanks to this. Okay, always think about the font screen first. So the same way you will see this, you will see the picture and then the actual clothing line, etc. So we see short description. We don't see any badges here. Remember, try not to look spammy. They know what they're doing. They're the top of the top in Shopify, so they put the actual details, the products, etc., and then related products. So it's super similar, one brand to the other. We see always the white, the black, so that kind of feel, that kind of branding we see, and the only thing that's taking the highlight is the actual piece of clothing right here, something that's actually just taking the attention. Okay, this is the main protagonist of the product page. So when you see this, you're trying to see the high quality. Okay, you're trying to look. So if you are a clothing brand, look at this. You're trying to get close-ups of the clothing, etc. So this is something that, for example, my agency does for the products and all of the companies that we work with. We try to get custom content for them so people can actually have an amazing experience online doing the actual purchasing. Okay, so right here you see it's not a cheap code, it's something that's actually high-end and something that you need to provide high quality pictures and experience. Okay, so super simple. I really like the simplicity of this website. So right here we don't see a ton of like actual discounts or deals. I guess they pride themselves to not give a ton of discounts, so they're a high-end brand. Okay, and this is something that you need to keep in mind when you're running a brand for the long term. You don't want to give a ton of discounts. Okay, you don't want to cheap out your brand. In a sense, if you're trying to build this brand little by little, I recommend that you actually go ahead and charge the price depending on the quality of the clothing, etc., and just keep that price. And instead of cheaping up, being a cheap person just trying to get a discount every time, go ahead and build the brand, and people will pay the cost of the piece of clothing. So this way is just maybe working with influencers, sponsorships, etc., and people will want to wear these specific pieces of clothing. Okay, so if you are a dropshipping store, maybe this is not 100% relevant to you because maybe you don't have a ton of budget to start. So there are other ways to go around this niche. There are other ways you can build some capital to be able to afford influencers, etc., to wear your pieces. However, there are different ways. However, it's not impossible. So go ahead and just do your research and keep watching this YouTube channel to learn ways to actually go ahead and boost your brand. Okay, so you can actually charge more. So go ahead, let's go ahead and scan this brand on SimilarWeb and see what's going on. So I won't be going to Ads Manager to all of them, only to the ones that are actually I see that is valuable for you to learn what type of ads they're running. So let's see, for this one we might visit the Ads Manager to learn a little bit more about the paid advertisement that they're using. Okay, so right here we see total visits of 1.2 million. This is super interesting. So if you compare it with Gymshark, this is a smaller brand, but they still are leading the market in a sense. Okay, so they have a United States 68% inside of the US, Canada 5%, Korea 2.9%. So we have basically almost the top 5, and then the United Kingdom with 1.8%. So this tells you a lot. We know that the US is the leading market for most things, so this is something that they're coming super hot. So we see a 68% chunk. So one of the strategies that I will bring to the table is to actually start looking for influencers in Europe, influencers outside of the US, to actually try to level up a little bit, because I feel that more than 50% it will be a little bit tricky. I'm trying to not depend on one single market, because if something happens, the economy crashes or something like that inside of the US, this means that this business will be just struggling too much. So what I will do, I will start looking for strategies just outside of the US, start partnering with influencers outside, so this way they can actually create a campaign around it and actually leverage all of the people in Canada, United Kingdom, and Korea, and we can actually start introducing France, Germany, etc. Okay, so this is something that I see just right away, something that concerns me, but they're doing an amazing job so far. So we have a brand built up, people are actually typing the URL, so this means people are having amazing experiences with this brand. They like the first time that they purchase, so they're literally typing www. and they put the website.com, so it's working for them. This is 62%, so it's basically free traffic in a sense, so it's something super nice. So right here we see search. The people that don't remember, or they saw it, maybe an influencer or someone bought it, so they go ahead and search it straight, and they don't have a referral program in place compared to the other website, but to the first website that we reviewed, but it's interesting. Okay, and they have a better social media presence than the other website. Okay, so right here we see the traffic, and then we see the keywords, and they have Twitter. This is interesting. So they have a strong Twitter game. Maybe they have a fun account, you know, like the Wendy's or the Burger King or whatever. They're trying to be clever, my guess, or something like that. Or they're super relevant inside the community. Okay, so we see here that when we visited the website, we see that the community aspect, I guess maybe the hip hop community, the pop culture, etc. Maybe New York, the big cities, they have a big presence in there, and Twitter is a big community builder, so maybe they're following this strategy using Twitter, and this is how they're actually building brand awareness, and this way they can actually have a ton of visits using by direct or search. Okay, so this is something that you need to keep in mind. Every single brand that we've visited so far, they are using different traffic strategies, and they all have different ways to actually send traffic to the stores, different strategies, and this is telling you something. There is not only one way to do things right, you have a ton of different ways to actually go ahead and take advantage of all of the things that are available at the moment to actually build a community, build real traffic, and send people to your website. Okay, so you have a ton of places. It's only that you need to pick one and then be one of the best at it, and you'll be able to succeed and sending people to your website. Okay, if you decide to pay the traffic, if you decide to do content marketing, if you are good at writing, you can do blogs. There are many ways. So we'll be speaking more about this later down the line inside the channel. So make sure to subscribe, like this video, and also ring the bell to be notified when I go live next time. Okay, so let's go down and go display advertisement 0.12%, and then that's it. Let's go. This is interesting. StockX.com, the type of person that's actually visiting this site. So when you're doing your targeting, your pay advertisement, you can actually go ahead and target these businesses, and you can also create articles that call this type of target audience. So this is why SimilarWeb is one of the top research platforms that I use, and it's just crazy everything that you can learn from this website for your campaigns and everything. Okay, so let's go and do something interesting. Something that we haven't done is to go ahead and look for this business inside Facebook Ads Manager. Okay, so let's go and just copy this name and just put it right here to see the type of ads that they're running and what's the actual optimization of the actual ad. Okay, so as you know, clothing brands have a ton of things, a ton of SKUs going on. So sometimes maybe you make one ad, but you cannot send them straight to the product page. So let's say that you're a dropshipping store or something like that, and you want to actually create a campaign around this product that you have. You are a one product dropshipping store, so it's super easy to send this person straight away to the product page. But when you're a clothing brand, it's a little bit it's more difficult because you have a ton of pieces of clothing, and maybe one jacket won't be the cup of tea of 1,000 people. Okay, so you need to be sending them through your catalog, to your homepage, or to a different page that compiles different items, so they can actually go ahead and browse and actually look for it. Okay, so clothing brands have it a little bit more difficult when they run ads because they're not sending the traffic straight away to the product, but they're sending that to the actual catalog. Okay, however, this is not putting something that's like a wall into it. Okay, you can actually thrive and do fun things, but it's not as easy as you are running a one product or shipping store or something like that. So that's something that you need to keep in mind. So let's see. I see that they're not running ads. Maybe we change the country and we put all. So yeah, I mean, they're not running Facebook ads at the moment, I guess, but it's super interesting. I see that it's right here. So it's interesting. So this means that they have a strong community. So we saw that Twitter, we saw everything. So they're actually sending people just organically, in a sense. They're building brand in different ways using organic content marketing, etc. So let's go and double check their Twitter to see how active they are. So right here you see 243k followers, and you see it right here 5 hours ago they're responding. So we see that they're selling. You see 72 retweets right here. They're super active. They have a strong community going on, and this is something super interesting when you see clothing brands. So this is the main thing, that's the main source in a sense of building brand. They use Twitter a lot, so it's super awesome to see different ways as brands are working around it. And for this case, they are not running Facebook ads, and this tells you something, that success is not only with Facebook ads. But I just wanted to double check to see if they've been running any ads at all. Okay, so it's just interesting that they're actually going super strong with content marketing and also doing events, I guess, with the community, etc. So they're bringing all of these with the actual community of that they're building. And hopefully, I think maybe they have a physical location, I guess, or something like that, because it has to be there has to be one. Maybe they're in New York or something like that. I don't know. As you can see, I mean, I wear super simple. I'm not a clothing guy in a sense, so I don't know a lot about names and, you know, like Gucci and all of this. So I don't wear like fancy clothing. It's not my cup of tea. But here maybe they have a physical store, or maybe if you're watching this and you know about this brand specifically, go ahead and drop a comment. Yes, Gabriel, this is this and that, and maybe you can give me more insights about this store. But I think that is it. I don't think that they are straight. You see, locations. So we have a location. There we go. So I told you they must be inside New York City. So we have a Soho, a Brooklyn location, we have LA, we have Miami. So as you can see, they are a high-end store that are basically pulling most sales inside the actual website that they're using, and it's something that it's interesting. Okay, so if you are inside the high-end industry, this is something that's working for them. They don't need to run ads because they're investing a lot of money to be inside the community in a sense. So if you look at these addresses, I bet you that these addresses are in the top of the streets inside these cities. So for example, in the Miami area, I know my way around Miami. So this is Miami Beach. So as you know, a lot of tourists, a lot of people with money. So it's in Collins. So here you can see Collins right here. So right here you see that they are actually building brand, and they're putting their physical stores inside hubs, okay, cultural hubs and hubs that people with money spend their time. Okay, so right here, instead of them going and spending 3, 5, 10, 20 million dollars running Facebook ads, they're spending this money in physical locations. Okay, so when people go ahead and walk on these streets in Brooklyn, okay, in this one right here on Collins in Miami Beach, they see the store and they can experience the brand, and they can actually involve themselves inside the process of actually spending the time talking with the salespeople and all of this. So here you see that this is another method to actually bring traffic and build a real brand. Okay, so this is another thing that you can do. However, if you ask me, Gabriel, so this means that as soon as I start making money online, should I be thinking on a physical store? Okay, should I be thinking in a showroom, for example? So for this one, if you think about this, it's interesting depending on what you like. Maybe you are a business owner that you want to be fully remote, and you don't want physical locations. You don't want to be dealing with rents, you don't want to be dealing with a ton of overhead. Okay, so this is the thing, you're not spending ads, but you have to be dealing with overhead costs for your business. So you need to be spending a lot in putting a lot of remodelations for these things. So it's okay if that's your strategy. You can win doing these strategies, but you can also win just being fully remote. Okay, you can go ahead and do the same strategy that Gymshark is doing, and you can actually have the same amount of success straight away. Okay, so just by going fully online, I think they have some headquarters, but nothing fancy like they are. Okay, they are basically in the main streets in every huge city inside of the States. Okay, so different strategies, different ways to actually drive the traffic and call for attention. Okay, this is a game of attention. Okay, who is going to make the most noise to be able to call the attention from the people that are into designer clothes, etc. So this is basically it. Okay, so they're calling people just by being physical and just building pretty stores and fancy places, and just saying, hey, look at me, here I am, and maybe some events, some influencers, some Twitter presence, and that is it. That's how they build this multi-million-dollar business. Okay, so it's not easy, but it's possible, as you can see. But you can also do it as Gymshark or the first one that we saw. Okay, so let's go and visit the next one. Okay, so we close this one. So the next one is a different niche. Okay, so we have the actual makeup niche. So right here, as you can see, ColourPop is in the 6th position. So right here. So this one, We see super basic in a sense of color palettes, the pictures that they're using, they are not using humans. However, what I recommend is maybe introduce faces into the product selection. If you're into makeup and all of this, I'll put a face into the banner. Always human faces sell better, even if you have a DTC product like this one. So I'll put a face of someone actually using the makeup or something like that. Besides that, super predictable in a sense for the person that's visiting this. I know this brand is huge for makeup and e-commerce, okay? I know a ton of girls visit this store to be on top of what's the newest makeup, etc. So you can see here, they go strong with the actual content marketing, pictures, etc. that are actually into the brand. So if you look at these pictures, they all feel they have the same feeling, okay? The same design, the same language, etc. So we see the same logo on top with the pricing, etc. So it's something interesting. Right here, we see something even more interesting. We see the Disney collaboration, and this is unique. So we see that the actual demographic maybe is a little bit not only the young adults, but maybe teens, etc. So it's super cool to see this, and the prices are not like a high-end price. We see $13 price, so we're getting a different field. So it will be interesting to study the marketing strategies that they're following, okay? Let me know in the comments if you're enjoying this. I'm always super happy to go in depth of actually these brands and actually go ahead and uncover everything that I can see with the marketing background and see what we can take from it, and then you actually can use it for your brand. So let me know in the comments if you want more videos just like this one, because I'm having a ton of fun dissecting these different brands. And as I told you, you can use this is just straight knowledge out of the oven. You can take it and just apply it right away, okay? So let's go and keep looking at it. We see free shipping, US orders over $30, the same process as the other brand. So right here, we will scan this website in a moment and we'll see what's the average order value for this. And we will see right away if this strategy is working for them, okay? So right here, we see global orders over $60, something super common, okay? So let's see. One free stuff, refer a friend. They have a referral program. So we will see when we run them through SimilarWeb to see if they're actually have a high referral percentage, okay? Then we'll see. Right here we have we have TikTok right here. As you know, I'm a huge TikToker in a sense. I'm posting there every single day. So it's interesting because right here, remember what I told you? I didn't see anything, but then my marketing eye was trying to know that this is a Gen Z, teens, etc. So it's smart from Colourpop to have a TikTok right here, because as you know, TikTok is huge with the teens. So this is, I bet you if we go right here, they're just killing it inside TikTok. This will be one of the top traffic sources from Colourpop, okay? So right here, let's go and visit one of the products to see what's going on inside the product page of this specific product. So we have again a simple design, okay? So we have the picture at the left. We see that they have Afterpay, the same strategy that Gymshark was doing. So it's interesting. This is something that you might be able to integrate with your store, and this will actually increase the conversion rate. So let's go and see what's going on. So shadow palette, $39. We see the quantity, add to bag, and then the actual comments right here. So let's see what we can see here. So a small description, reviews, and then they put the Pinterest, which is a nice strategy, as you know, to be able to share. And this platform is huge for, you know, for sharing things, etc. So they put the Pinterest so people can share the product, and then we'll see. This is new, okay? This is something different. So I guess inside the makeup world, this information is necessary because of the ingredients. Some people is allergic, etc. So when you're selling makeup, this is a huge niche. As you know, there are many e-com people that sell makeup, and a lot of YouTubers. I think Jeffree Star was one of the top a few months ago inside this platform. When you run the myip.ms, you will see, I think Jeffree Star store was one of the top. They were killing the game using influencer marketing to send people to buy makeup. But as you know, this thing is huge with ingredients and all of this, so they put the actual things that are included inside the makeup just to cover their behinds, okay? So this way is super everything is put together, so if someone is allergic or if you get into any issues, you will be able to respond that you put everything that's included inside the palette, etc. Okay, so this is something that you need to keep in mind. That's why I don't like these kind of products, because I think the liability of selling products for the body, like creams, even edibles and things like that, is a little bit more tricky. It's a little bit takes more time. You need lawyers, you need things that you need to keep in mind if you're going to start selling these kind of things. And that's why if you're a beginner, I would advise that you stay away from this specific type of products, so then when you build some capital, then you can go ahead and start branching out to these kind of products, because you can afford a team that can just protect you from different liabilities, etc. Okay, like this one. So you have copywriters, you have, you know, scientists, etc. that can help you out to actually build a brand that is with body and things like that. Okay, so this is something that we're seeing a lot. So this is telling us that this is not enough. So if you're building a makeup line, etc., so we know that a lot of people that visit the store will need this kind of information to be able to finish the purchase. Okay, remember, a confused mind never buys, so we need to be able to have information just like this one. Okay, so then we go down, we see the actual frequently bought together kind of thing. So it's something necessary, people always want to keep buying. Then we have customer reviews. So it's interesting, they only have 2 reviews. However, I know they can do a better job at this, but maybe because they have a ton of SKUs, they don't have a ton of reviews for each product, so that's normal. So maybe they can complement these 2 reviews with other reviews about other products, but not in the same range, but maybe another kind of section that says influencer reviews, etc. So they can put like other people just vouching for their products. Okay, so the person can go ahead and actually okay, I really want to buy from that, because some people need the last push, and the social proof is a big thing. So if you can put influencer faces inside of the actual product page, this will help your conversions. Okay, so in the previous video yesterday, I did a video about influencer marketing. I was talking about social proof and how you can use influencer marketing to actually increase conversions inside your product pages. So if you haven't seen that video, go ahead and watch it. You will learn a ton about influencer marketing. Okay, so let's go. There is no sound, so let's see. Hello. Hopefully you can hear me. I think you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me in the chat. I think you can hear me well. So let's go to the top and let's scan these. Let's open the TikTok account for this. I think we can actually go ahead and open it from here and see what's going on inside the TikTok account. So this is what I thought. Right here you see a ton of followers. We see, look at that reach, it's just insane. It's just amazing everything that you can actually take from this. So let's see if you can hear me. This is so right here we see a ton of reach, so it's just insane. You see, TikTok is working amazingly well for this brand, and we'll scan it and we'll see the actual impact of TikTok for this brand. Okay, so let's go and scan it with SimilarWeb and see what's going on. So we just go ahead and click this one and see what's behind the scenes of ColourPop. Okay, so right here we have 6.41 million visits, guys. So this is a lot of people that's coming inside ColourPop. And we see the US, let's see, drum rolls, 63% of people inside of the US. Just insane. We have Canada, Australia, and the United Kingdom. The T4 of countries, as we know. We don't have Asia there because I guess in Asia, people in Asia know where they buy the makeup, and most likely Colourpop is white labeling a ton of Asian things. I don't know, I'm just supposing here. So when I see it like a palette for $13, I guess it's because they're white labeling a ton of stuff and they have their suppliers from China. But it's interesting. It's something that we can always double check. But I guess that's why we don't see any Asian country right here, because they know they can get the same thing from Asia a little bit cheaper. So that may be the thing. If you compare that with the clothing, high-end clothing line, maybe they have an Italy supplier, like European suppliers. Maybe they're using China, but a little bit more high-end suppliers. So that's the difference between the makeup and the clothing brands. You will see the difference just by looking at the actual demographics and where the people is located and where they're buying from, okay? So let's see. We see the actual direct right here. A ton of people are literally typing Colourpop, and that's it. So this is interesting because, as you know, this is around branding, it's around content marketing, etc. So they are building the brand day by day, and they are not just expecting that one ad will sell the products for them. This is a process that will take time, but we already talked about this, reviewing the other stores, so you already know that this is a long-term process, and these brands that are on top, they already built the brand. They did the hard work, they put the money, they invested into it, and they keep doing it every single day, because every dollar that they put today, they know this dollar will become 3, 5, 10 times better in 3 years, 4 years, or 5 years, okay? So then we see search, people searching the name. So this is branding. Right here we see social. So this is the highest social that we've seen so far. So this is most likely thanks to the integration of TikTok. So remember, before in the 4 brands we saw like 3%, we saw 2% I think, or 3%, 4%, and 5%. And right here we see almost 7%, 6.98%. And this is huge, guys. This is huge because they're using the power of social media to send people from the platform straight to the actual website, and then they will buy at some point, okay? So they're using the link in bio, etc. They have many ways to actually send people from the platform straight to the website. Then email, etc. So if we keep scrolling, we see the organic, we see the paid right here. So again, similar numbers as the previous page. We see a lot of organic people, and then we see the actual paid advertisement going straight from the ad straight to the actual page. So super interesting. So let's keep scrolling, see what else we find here. We see top publishers, so we see the actual people. So these are things that are super relevant to our campaigns if we decide to do something similar with makeup, okay? So then let's go and see if they are running any Facebook ads, just to see what they're running and where they're sending the people. Maybe they're sending it to the catalog, etc. Okay, so right here, let's see, let's go to the actual ads manager and copy the name. So right here, let's put it right here and see what we can find. Colourpop, I guess it's this one, and see what they're running. And we see they're running ads, okay? So let's see, we click all ads and we put all, maybe it's in United States for you. So let's see and scroll and let's see what we find. So we have the Mulan ad, and we know that they had a partnership with Disney. So this is interesting. We are marketing to teens, etc. So it's super interesting. So let's go and just look at this ad and see some information about it. So it's sending us to the actual catalog, okay? Remember that I told you that they're not sending people to a landing page of this specific product, but they're giving the option to actually browse different products inside this specific landing page. So it's basically a catalog, okay? And this is something that is huge for products that have a ton of SKUs and things that you actually want to be testing around. So you cannot be sending your ad to this one, for example, because maybe this person, 1,000 people will be buying this one or this one or this one or this one, okay? So you need to give them the option to browse everything, and they go and start clicking around, okay? So this is something that you need to think about if you don't have a one product dropshipping store, or if you don't have like maybe you are only trying to market one single product, but if you're marketing and you're interested in selling more than one product, go ahead and send them to a catalog, and it's easier. It will be easier for you to actually close conversions and increase your conversions right away. Okay, just a side note here, let's say that you are actually doing dropshipping and you have like a general store or a niche store, okay, and you are making your ad around one product and your budget is a little bit limited, okay, I wouldn't recommend to go ahead and just run 10 products at the same time, because you don't know exactly what's the cost per acquisition of your actual product that you want to sell. In your case, if you have a limited budget, go ahead and only test one product and just start from there, okay? Go ahead and create a campaign. Let's say that you take the most popular one, or maybe you haven't run the campaign and you don't know which one is the most popular, but you just take a guess, do a research around it, and maybe you have only this one, okay? So go ahead and do a campaign around this specific product and then create a landing page around it, etc. And then once this one is successful, go ahead and venture to different ones. Or if you have a little bit of more budget, you can go ahead and A/B test maybe 2 different products, 2 that are actually a little bit different, maybe this one and this one, for example, and you can A/B test and see what has more success. But don't go ahead and try to do everything with just a little bit of budget, okay? This one works amazingly well for them because they have a ton of budget and they can test and they can send millions of people inside this landing page. As you saw right here, they send a ton of people and they can actually A/B test and see just in one day what's working best for them, and if they can scale one or delete the other, etc. But if you have a small budget, start with 1 or 2 products, not more than that, okay? So let's go. And just a side note, if you're going to start with 1 or 2, optimize the product page, okay? Don't send them to a catalog, but optimize your product page and make sure that you have the reviews, testimonials, social proof, and all of this in place. So this way you have the best of the chances of increasing your conversions, okay? So let's go to the next website. So right here we have, I'm going to be just taking a little bit from each one, so this is not too long also, but I know you're taking a lot of information from this. There is a lot that we've been talking about. So if you're taking notes, maybe your notes is already in page 5 or something like that. But super happy for this one. So let's see, Banksy's Fitness. So this one, we see it right here. I know it should be around, so Gymshark with the color pop. So this one, I think, BQ, okay? BQFit.com. So this one is kind of similar Gymshark. I guess they're studying Gymshark and they're doing similar things. However, when you see this, they're putting the male face is more dominant inside this specific website. We have females, but when you go to the actual page, if you compare it with Gymshark, you see people that are actually small male oriented, okay? So they're in the same market, but their angle is a little bit different. So as you can see, there is an angle for everything, okay? So when you start doing your e-com stores and everything, and you start saying like, oh my god, my product is actually super saturated, I don't have a way to actually do this. No, stop whatever you're doing, because I know you can find an angle for your product, okay? Everything is around the offer, everything is about the image, everything is about the actual branding, the videos you're using, etc. Okay, so as you can see, this product is basically the same thing as Gymshark in a sense. It's the same, I guess it's the same type of garment, the same, hoodie, the same gym clothing. However, if you compare this one with Gymshark, you will see 2 different faces, okay? You will feel the branding is completely different. So let's go to gymshark.com and you will see what I mean. So if we compare this with the other, you will see, what's the first thing that you see? Gymshark, the main target is women. However, obviously men, you see them later on, but you see that the women, the face right here. And we know that the new releases, they're putting the yoga pants because this is huge inside this market in a sense. But when we see this, we see a male, okay? And we go scroll and then we see 2 males and 2 females, and then we scroll and then voila, we see males, and then male. So you see the pattern, they're going the other side of the equation. Oh, okay, so Gymshark is actually focusing on females, So let's go and focus on males. Okay, so this doesn't mean that they're only selling to males, but that's super clear, because if they go and do the same as them, they'll be competing straight with them. Okay, so they want to have an edge, okay, in somehow. And these type of things, you need to be thinking about your websites and your projects and everything that you do. Don't go and copy everything by the letter. Be original, find the edge, and see where you can improve. Okay, we're looking at the design, we're looking at everything. However, we're just taking pieces and trying to create our own thing. Okay, so let's go and actually look at this website and see what we find. So if we visit this one, let's go and see the pants. Same thing, little budgets right here. We see free shipping, shipping worldwide, business as usual, safe and secure checkout. The badges are not like a dropshipping badge. It's actually a super subtle way. It looks branded. This is the way to do. If you want to do badges, make sure that you actually go ahead and do something like this. Okay, let's go to a product that's not actually sold out. Let's go to this one and see what we can find. So here we see first the colors matches the add to cart and the actual the price. We see the sale is matching, so we have a branding in place. Okay, we have a ton of reviews, we have frequently put together, and then we are actually offering more products. We have a description that's a little bit smaller. Okay, the fit, materials, design, etc. So is as you expect. However, think about this, and it's not looking like your typical dropshipping store, looking like a branded store. So when you design your stores, go ahead, go to myip.ms and look how people are actually designing, the ones that are making money, the ones that are actually leading the boards. Okay, so go ahead and don't make your stores like a typical dropshipping store, and make them look like a real brand. Okay, also the logo, I like the logo. I'll add like a little favicon right here next to the logo to make it a little bit more different, but that's just my personal choice. And then it will be easier for me to do branding on social media. For example, if they see the profile picture and I put the same picture that I see right here, I'll put it on my profile picture in social media and people can relate with the name. But besides that, it's just a well put together. It's an awesome website. So let's go to the next one and see. And this one is interesting. Here we're shaking a little bit the actual research part and everything, because as you know, Mr. Beast is one of the top YouTubers at the moment. I think it's one of the biggest I think it's number one at the moment or something like that. We know that everything is about content marketing. He does crazy things. He gives away a lot of money. He does challenges. He has different friends, and he has a crazy lifestyle, as you know. And I know for example, one of the big challenges that he has is the actual it was a challenge that was around like I'll sign all of the t-shirts that you buy between this or the next day or something like that. So a ton of people bought from him, and he literally signed all of the t-shirts one by one. And no wonders, because he is right here coming strong at number 8. Okay, so it's huge. Okay, so let's go to his YouTube channel and you can see all of the strategies that he's using to pull through to actually fund this project that he has with the merch and all of this. So as you know, the YouTube game is huge. People have a lot of merch and all of this. So let's go to Mr. Beast and you will see what I mean and why actually the store is number 8. Besides his name, you see 44 million subscribers. That's just an insane amount of number. Right here he even has a gaming channel right here, 8.6 million. So we go to his YouTube channel and we're going to look for this specific video that he was doing. So here he's putting why I haven't been uploading, for example. So it's super interesting. As you can see, this is the reason why, because he has been signing he's been signing a lot of merch. Okay, each t-shirt that he sold from the website, he actually went on and actually sold the t-shirt, and then he's been ranking just like crazy because the merch is just going and climbing and climbing and climbing. Okay, you see 44 million. This is called content marketing, guys. This guy knows what he's doing. He's actually killing it at the moment. So as you can see, different strategies. Some people build physical stores as the high-end store that we review, for example, the one that has the Miami store and all of this. And another people go ahead and build a YouTube channel and send traffic using YouTube. And other people use Twitter to send traffic to the store. Everything is there are many choices. Okay, you can just pick your favorite. If you're a great person, you have an awesome personality like MrBeast, you can go ahead and start your YouTube channel and send people to your store, etc. So the options are endless. Okay, you can pick whatever you want to do and pick a traffic source and just go ahead and deploy your strategy. Okay, so for this one, let's see and find out. So we see that he's sending people to shopmrbeast.com. So right here in his bio, and then we see it right here. So shopmrbeast.com, and then we see it number 8 right here, shopmrbeast.com. Okay, super easy and just crazy. I think he signed. It took him 12 days or so. Let's see. Yes, 12 days to actually sign. You see, he even got like a massage, someone doing massage and all of this, because there was like right here 60,000 t-shirts signed or so. It's just crazy. Look at this, guys. And this is, you can see, it's not like a high-end store. This is our Gildan shirts, literally print on demand. Basically, people are paying like, I don't know, I think it's like 20, 50, I don't know how much was for the actual t-shirts, 68,000 or so t-shirts. So as you can see, this is a way to send traffic. He's putting the link right here. It's a challenge, something crazy. You see him right here, number 8. He's making a ton of money, and he's actually just giving away this money in most of the challenges. So he's using this to fund other videos like these ones, you know. I don't know, maybe if you're watching this, you know about him. You know there are many strategies, but it's just a way for you to know how you can actually drive traffic to your stores. Okay, so right here, super simple, the same branding, MrBeast, the typical branding. We click one of them, we see the actual piece of clothing, we see different sizes, super simple. The reviews, he doesn't have to go to design the thing super big, because right now he's huge. I mean, he's pulling a ton of people trust him, people is inside the brand, so it's just makes sense. Okay, so right here you can look at the actual footer and learn more about it, but he doesn't have to do a lot of job, because the main traffic source will be YouTube, and then he has Twitter and all this. So it's just interesting for you to see how to actually do content marketing and the merch game. So right here, he's offering free shipping on all USA orders, so super interesting. So let's go and run the actual similar web to see the actual numbers. Okay, right here, let's go and click and see what are the numbers for this one. So we see total visits 1 million people per month. Okay, so this is basically a ton of people, and basically everyone coming from YouTube. He's always plugging this name, go ahead and shop from MrBeast, blah blah blah. So that's the reason why he doesn't have to pay anything. He's just like straight away. Then we see US, United Kingdom, Canada, Australia, and India. These people relate and, you know, are almost, I guess, almost the same to his market on YouTube. And also, let's see, look at these guys. Do you see the difference? So you see what it's just a completely different strategy. Remember the first store that we saw, 2%. Okay, now let's see a YouTuber. He's sending the traffic from the video straight to the actual e-com store. We see 68%. Okay, this is just insane. As you can see, it's possible. If you are more a regular person, you want to do it just the regular way, you can go ahead and do it at the other stores, or you can go ahead and just go to the other side of the equation and do your social media strategy and do it the other way around. Okay, or if you want to win in both sides, MrBeast can easily go and build physical stores and actually go ahead and buy a store inside Miami Beach. callings or whatever, and he can do the same strategy that the other thing is doing, and he can actually build a high-end brand. It will be super fun to see him actually doing a high-end brand of charging $300-$500 per pieces and doing like this kind of model. And then you will see like different charts right here. It will be more balanced in a sense, and it will be super awesome to see. But usually when a person or a strategy is working, usually people go ahead and do one single strategy and just focus on that and double down as much as they can. But it's super interesting. You see the two sides of the coin right here. Okay, so right here we see basically the paid. He doesn't have to pay ads or anything like that. He's 0.52 because all of his traffic comes from organic traffic, basically just creating content marketing, creating quality pieces of content, doing SEO on videos, etc. So it's just insane, all of the traffic that he pulls only by content marketing. Okay, so this is for you to keep in mind. It's awesome, something to see, something different, and something that can keep you fresh and on top of the game if you really want to pursue this route. Okay, so let's go. We have this one, White Fox, we have Pura Vida bracelets, and then we have me inside this one. So we'll try, let's put all of the clothing ones. No, let's go in order, so we can take just a little bit from each one of them. So maybe this is bracelets and just a different branding, a little bit different. This one is kind of resembles to the same audience as the one from the makeup one. You know, the teens, etc. It's not like a super high-end thing. So let's see. They have, oh, this is interesting. Here we see TikTok once again. So we see the small the audience from the TikTokers, etc., the Gen Zs, the teens, etc. We see is prevalent inside these kind of brands that are actually oriented to this specific audience. Okay, so right here, let's go and keep scrolling and see the TikTok, just and see and visit what's going on right here. Oh, it's not available. Sometimes it doesn't load right here. So we see 991. It's not that huge, the page. It's even, we almost have the same amount of followers on TikTok, but they are not falling behind. They're actually trying to start pulling up the traffic from TikTok and just getting this traffic straight to the website, and they're just getting started. But it's a good start. Okay, it's something that you can think, and something that you need to keep in mind if you're actually thinking to get into the Gen Z market. Okay, so let's go and, oh, I closed it, but we got an idea of that website. Okay, we know a little bit the market. It relates a lot, so everything that we could take from that is similar to the makeup one. So later you can go to the similar web one and just scan it and see the numbers. So let's go. This one is a little bit different. It's interesting, different target audience. It's a little bit more branded, more high end. Maybe they're charging a little bit more for bracelets, etc. So let's go and scan it. Let's see what we can find from here. And then let's just click this one and see what's the actual deal going on. Okay, so here they are number 10. So let's see what we can find. 768 solid amount of visitors per month. Solid. I like the number. They are in the process of growing. Right here they had a spike, so maybe they increased the paid budget right here for 1 million people, almost there. Maybe they were crushing it at the moment. They had a sale or something like that. We see 84% in the US. So interesting, good fact. I will try to go and diversify in Europe, etc. Go ahead and double down in France, the United Kingdom, Canada. So I wouldn't be just focusing on the US. As I told you, it's a little bit tricky. Then we have direct, search, and social. Okay, social coming strong. This means that they have a strong social media presence. So it's something that we need to take into consideration. So we are going to visit their Instagram account because maybe they have a strong Instagram account. So let's go and do that right now. Let's go and visit here and see what they have to offer here. 2 million people. I told you they have a strong Instagram account. So it's interesting. We see a lot of lifestyle pictures. The classic YOLO, you only live once kind of style. that you can relay from these pages. So they have a strong brand here. So founded in Costa Rica, I guess they are inside of the US now. They have that vibe, the festival vibe, you know, the kind of thing, the Coachella one. So it's awesome. I really like the branding. They have it in place. They are actually marketing to young adults, maybe the 20-year-old, 18-year-old. Super interesting. Let's go and visit the actual product. So let's go to the bracelets. Okay, let's open this one. Okay, so we see the bracelets right here, $42. Simple layout, complete the look. This is awesome, guys. This is the upsell, classic upsell. It's really smart right here. So they are completing the look right here. This is something that you need to be implementing. So this is an idea for you. If you have jewelry or something like that, you will increase your average order value right away. So go ahead and implement something like this, because this will help you a ton. Okay, so you have the bracelet, then you can go and choker, the ankle, the charm. Super easy. It's a no-brainer. If someone is buying this one and they have some extra change, they'll go ahead and add one of them, and you just like that, you increase your average order value. There is an app called Tweet Order Bump. So this is basically an order bump, and this will help you actually design something similar inside your Shopify store, and this way you can actually have something similar and have an order bump and increase your average order value right away. Okay, so this is awesome. Short description, details, and then our use, some of like more of the information. Founded in Costa Rica, Pura Vida bracelets, providers provide sustainable jobs, blah blah. So we have our clear mission statement, something that actually focus on the brand and something that you can stand for. If you watch the influencer video yesterday, you will learn more about this topic on your mission statement, on your vision statement when you contact the influencer. These are kind of the things that you say inside the email, and this way you can actually relate and connect with this influencer. Okay, so awesome brand overall. No wonders what they are killing it, and they're going in an amazing way. They have a strong social media presence, and they have an awesome branding. Okay, so let's go to the next one and see. So right here we have the Miansai. I don't know, first time I see it. Different look, more minimalistic, Coachella style. Yes, we have men, women, targeting both genders. Okay, that's why you see the actual branding a little bit more different. You see it in white, and it looks amazing. Okay, it looks super clean. This is my look. This is no big logos or anything like that. So let's go. Free 2-day shipping on US orders over $125. Same strategy as previous stores. If we scan the average order value, we are sure that we will see the average order value over the 125. So let's go and do that so we can see. So you see what I'm looking at when I look at this. So it's awesome. You are like training your eye, like mine, to actually recognize different strategies and actually go ahead and then implement these strategies. So right here we see, let's see what's the average order value, and it's scanning. We are just looking at it, $572. So you see, so people are actually spending more money than the actual regular price. So the average price is that because they know that they're actually going to pull that, and they can actually provide free shipping for someone when they buy 125. Okay, so super easy to recognize, and something that you need to keep in mind if you are putting a strategy in place. Okay, so then we go and press this one and see what we can find. Okay, so right here, let's see how the product page looks, and super minimalistic, but if you can recognize this, it goes a little bit different. The picture is to the right and the description to the left. They're going against the actual usual look. Okay, so from all the websites that we visited today, everyone was in the left, the picture, and then the description in the right. And actually when I look at this, I feel strange. I don't feel like it's easy to use. It looks different, it looks cool, minimalistic, but it's just, I feel weird. I don't know. You let me know in the comments if you like this design, but personally, I'll do it the other way around because I'm not used to that. So let's see how it goes. I guess if they open, hopefully if they open from a cell phone, the picture is always first and then the description. But let's see. I mean, hopefully, I don't know. I'm super curious. So let me go to the phone and just double check that that's the case. So let's go to that website, meneses.com, and I'll let you know. It'll be super weird if it's first the text and then the actual picture. meneses.com. So let's see. Let's open a similar product. And yes, you can see here is first is the picture and then the actual text. It will be super weird. So usually it's from left to right. So for this theme specifically, this is from left to right, but you start with the text and it looks just strange. This is something that I would change, but I guess it's working for them. But maybe they can increase the conversions if they change it, okay? So something to keep in mind. Also, you see Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, okay? Let's go and scan this really quick on SimilarWeb to see their actual traffic source. Let's see what we find. I really like the branding in that side. Besides that, left to right or whatever, besides that, I really like it. So we have 151 total visits. They're just doing really well. They have 50%, Canada, United Kingdom going strong. Social media, 7% solid. Search, direct, strong branding. They're just like a well-rounded brand, and I know they have a ton of place to grow on social media, etc. So they can do cool things with influencers, etc. and just start doing more content marketing, etc. But it's super interesting to see this brand, and hopefully we can see them later on and actually study their strategies and see how they've been at the end of the year, and then maybe mid-year in 2021 to see where they are at the moment, okay? But right now they are at 151 visits, so they're on their way to the milli, as you can say, okay? So let's go and scan our last brand. So exciting moment, okay? If you've been watching this until this point, go ahead and comment down below. Hey, I finished the video. So happy. Thank you so much for this amount of content. I try to be super detailed. So thank you so much for watching again. So let's go and scan the last one and see what we find. So this one is a little bit different. So this one is the position. Let's see. The position arm right here, 12, okay? So let's see what we find here. So we see the teens, Gen Z, so I wouldn't be surprised if I see TikTok as they're one of the main sources, okay? Right here, it's like a high-end kind of thing, so we don't see TikTok, we see Facebook and Instagram, okay? So I'm curious now to see the actual traffic from the actual page. And I like how the homepage is actually super minimalistic. They don't have a ton of things going on. So they send the people straight to the catalog, only the huge banner, and even the menu, there is not a menu on top. So it's super interesting. It's actually on the bottom. It's moving, you see? It's right here. It's kind of awkward, because people are used to seeing the menu on top. So if you don't see it like that, the UX, UI, this is why I'm always telling you, like, don't try to be too smart about the design and all of this, because people are used to things, and it's a little bit difficult, and you put like distractions, and when they visit the page, you make it more difficult to purchase. So you want the process to be as seamless as possible. You want the product to be the protagonist of the thing. You don't want to be putting a ton of things just in the actual process of the purchasing process, okay? So let's go to the actual product. So let's go and visit this one and see what we can find right here. So we see a hoodie. So again, picture to the left, description to the right, awesome job right there. So we have it in euros. So interesting. So maybe their market is not a US kind of market. So we can go and scan right here, and it will be interesting to see what we can find. but for some reason I'm not finding anything about this website. Sometimes happens, maybe I'm putting the wrong URL with this one. Let's see what we can find. Let's try to see what we can find from them. Okay, so they don't have data. Maybe they are just, I don't know, something is happening with this specific website, but we know they're pulling traffic. We know there are other ways to actually find out about the data. You can go to the product, the competitor research video, and you can find other ways that you can actually find out the numbers when this happens. But usually this doesn't happen that often. But you can go ahead and always use other methods that I teach in that specific tutorial, but for the sake of the example, this is the last one. We've been doing the same thing, so you have already an idea of how to do this. So we can go ahead and close this one and see what we can find from the actual website and what I would do differently. Okay, so the first thing is the actual menu. Okay, so in the homepage, it's weird, it's not in the actual place, but besides that, the small description, I will put maybe a little bit more detail. So the side chart, I like that. So that one is sold out. Let's go to one that's not sold out. Let's go to this one, for example. So yes, we have a little bit more detail, a side chart. I like the picture is not that high resolution one, so I'll work on the actual picture, and the actual, when I click it, it's not going there. So I'm having some issues with the UX UI problems here, but I mean, I'm not clicking, maybe it's not working for me, but if I click, it's not letting me look at the product. But if I go and try to look at the actual product, it's not like super clear, you know what I mean? I really want to see a high-end photo, so it's not letting me on for something that costs 1,500 euros. I'll expect a little bit more high resolution, etc. So besides that, it's an awesome store. Right here you see the actual credit cards. They are not high res, they can also work on that. I mean, some details they are there, but the website still needs a little bit more of work. But besides that, it's awesome. And we see Twitter, Facebook, Pinterest, and Google. I don't know about Google, but maybe to share it on Google. But let's go to the Instagram page. I'm kind of curious right here. So they're selling a jacket for 1,000. They only have 1,200. So I'm feeling like a red flag kind of thing. So this is kind of strange. So they're sending a ton of traffic. Maybe there are ways to fake the traffic. You are doing some black hat kind of traffic. You're buying traffic that's not real traffic. You have many ways to start ranking to this level. So for this one, AMR, right here we see it in 12. So they might be doing black hat kind of things to rank this website on Google. But this is strange, guys. So 1,261 followers, 48 likes, 57 likes. I mean, this might not be as real as you think. They might be capitalizing on different things. I don't know. From my eye, I don't think this is a completely legit store. Maybe they are drop shipping. Maybe they're just getting started. Maybe they're buying traffic to ranked. I don't know. They can be many things. And if we have more time, I will go ahead and keep researching with other methods that I have to see actually what they have going on. But just in the meantime, just know that I'm looking at something strange here, okay? Something that's not 100% there. Let's go and just double check the Facebook just to be sure that they're not sending traffic from Facebook. And they have 1,411 people and 38 check-ins. So maybe they have a physical store. I don't know. Maybe so. Who knows? So let's see and try to find if they're running any ads by any chance. Maybe they're sending traffic with ads. No, they are not. So it's strange. Maybe they're doing some black hat things to start ranking on Google. But besides that, let's see. You know what I mean. So this is it. This is the last store for now. So let me know if you enjoy this tutorial, this training. I went into the top 10 Shopify stores. I went into each one and actually to the ones that were active. Obviously I couldn't enter to this one because it's Shopify, and another one that wasn't working real well. But besides that, I went into 10 different stores. I think we're 10 exactly. And then that is it. I gave you my input from each one, and you were able to learn everything that I see from each one and what I can take from them and then implement, so you can apply this to your own stores. So thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe, like this video, and ring the bell to be notified for the next live we will be doing. Okay, comment if you have any questions or if you have any input, and I will see you in the next one. Okay, take care guys, peace.